like to thank CS Sri Lanka Canada chapter for inviting me and organizing this event, especially uh, just like you said, it's very important, especially if you are going to an unknown territory with today's technological advancements available to us. Now, I used to say this to my friends who are migrating or who are going for a job for a new country, new territory. When you land at the airport, there has to be 5 to 6 people waiting for you with your name board. Maybe they are total strangers. You have not met them physically, but ideally, uh, you should be connected with them on social channels, especially if you are a professional. Uh, you can actually use LinkedIn to get connected and to get welcomed when you land in a new territory. So now, what I'm meeting here today are finance professionals. And while we go on, you can actually, if you have a question, you can put it onto the chat box, or you can unmute the microphone and clarify before I move to the next section. Now, I have 2-3 profiles here other than my own profile, just to show you how powerful is a personal brand, and how you can how someone has actually leveraged a personal brand. What happens when you don't have a personal brand, or let's say you don't brand yourself? Because this is a relatively a newer concept. We didn't speak about personal branding 20 years ago. There were personal brands, but then we didn't even know that they were personal brands. We only knew about commercial or business brands. And coming forward, come to 2020, especially during COVID, people understood the importance of building a personal brand more than ever. And then for professionals, it is even important. One thing is actually for your employment. You're moving into new territories, finding new opportunities, and then you want to climb the career ladder. But then those who do businesses, you can find business partners. You don't actually have to find business partners. Businesses will come to you asking you to be partnering with them. That's how things would happen when you have a strong personal brand. But then when you talk to people, they say, hey, Amit, I don't have time to build a personal brand. No, I don't know how to build a personal brand. Now, luckily here in this group, we all are professionals, and especially financial professionals. So there's a massive financial professional community. And then within that community, again, you need to build your personal brand. Otherwise, you will be another finance professional among thousands. So how do you do that? So as I told you, I have 2 examples which I brought. But before that, let me share a small example. I'm sure all of you are from Sri Lanka, so you may understand the Sinhala language a little bit. I was going behind the 3-wheeler recently, and my wife was sitting on my left side, and I was telling her, quickly take a photo of that tuk-tuk. There was a 3-wheeler in front of us. So she took the photo, and the message went like this. Apit matruka thamai bang, api nathi tangwala. So this was the message on the 3-wheeler. What I saw was a message about personal branding. If I'm to translate it and say it in Jeff Bezos' language, the founder, CEO of Amazon, your personal brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. Or, if you take it from the language of this tuk-tuk owner, apit matruka tamai bang, api nathi tangwala. So, do we take this seriously? What do people talk about you when when you are not in the room? So I have this question. People ask me, Amit, how do I build my personal brand? So I ask them one question. Let's imagine you are in this situation, you are a financial professional and you have been invited to your old school because they got to know that you are a big shot, you are doing great in your industry, and a lot of people look up to you. So they decide to invite you for a ceremony. And then now you are inside the school, you are seated, you are waiting for your opportunity. And the compere is a, let's say young boy who takes the mic and then, okay, I'll pick somebody's name here. Okay. Kanishka Patabandige. I can see you here, Samantha Piyadigama. Okay. Samantha Piyadigama is, you will hear your profile being read. What would you like to hear? I would like to hear me as a CXO coach. If I'm sitting there waiting to go to the stage, now the compere is, reading a brief bio, a profile of mine. I would like to hear him saying, hey, Amita Gamagi is a CXO coach. He's a personal branding strategist. He is a B2B sales specialist. You have to decide what do you want to hear. That's your personal brand. And then it's not your designation. My company name is Quantum Leap Private Limited. And then he could introduce me as Amita Gamage is the director of Quantum Leap Private Limited. So does it make sense? Unless and otherwise, Quantum Leap Private Limited is known among many. Yeah, if it is a large corporation, yes. If not, it doesn't make sense. So what do you want to hear when that person introduces you? That is your personal brand, and you can build it. If you don't build it, anyway, your personal brand will be built automatically. What do people tell about you when you're not in the room? Do you want them to say specific things about you when you're not in the room? Yes. I mean, we all want all of them to say one thing about me when I'm not in the room. That is a personal branding. So you got to build your personal brand. If not, others will build your personal brand, but not around the skills that you are known for, not around the qualities that you are known for. They will decide how to build your uh, personal brand. Now we are talking about LinkedIn, and then on LinkedIn, what do we do to build your personal brand? Why LinkedIn? One, we are professionals. Number two, LinkedIn has almost 1 billion connections now. And this is the only professional network in the world, online social networking app in the world. You can, of course, do it on Facebook. You can do it on maybe Instagram, TikTok, but then the crowd that you find over other places are completely different to here. Here you find professionals, decision makers, business owners, and the mindset of the people who are coming to LinkedIn are like business. They come to LinkedIn with a business mind. They come to LinkedIn with a HR mind, recruiter mind, anything and everything related to business. So it's a nice place to meet these people who has these mindsets like business mindset, recruitment mindset, job seeking mindset. You go to other platforms, the mindset is maybe entertainment, maybe music, maybe fun. Here, it's a bit more serious about life. So that is why you got to be branding yourself more here than the other places. Of course, if you are a musician, if you're into music, maybe you will choose YouTube and Instagram to build your profile, build your personal brand, because each network has its own strengths. related to certain professions. Now, we as finance professional, I'm not a finance professional, I'm representing you here. So we as finance professionals, we have to build our profile, our personal brand on LinkedIn. And then remember, whatever you do here, you have to do outside, or whatever you do outside, you have to do them here. Like it is one character. So the first thing you got to do is optimize your profile. Let's look at one or two profiles. And I have brought a very special profile here today to talk about a friend of mine, meaning, I haven't met him. He's from USA. Okay, one more thing. When you build your personal brand, this is something that could happen. You will be moving into the blue ocean. You will be unique. You are different from the rest of the crowd. That's why you are building your personal brand. Otherwise, you will be among one of those on your left side, fighting with each other for your position. But when you jump onto this side with a very strong personal brand, you actually control everything. So the person I was talking about, the first person, is can you remember the name of your plumber? The guy who comes and fix your taps and fittings and your water supply? Can you remember his or her name? Wherever you live, whether you live in Dubai or Canada or Sri Lanka. Let's say how powerful his or her personal brand. If you can at least remember the name of the person and the name of the company, maybe their personal brand is somewhat strong. So meet this gentleman and Roger Wakefield. He has been in plumbing business for more than 40 years. But about 3-4 years ago, his business was failing and he was paying up to $4,000 a month for marketing to build his business. You got to do marketing. People have to hear about you, know about you. Month for marketing, that was unsuccessful. He decided to take matters into his own hands. How did he do that? Through social media and through social media after attending a conference that showcased the benefits. Literally on the sign out front, it said something like, get in front of your customers using video. Wakefield said. I thought, man, that would be great. He then took action and began posting 3 plumbing related videos weekly. He went from paying $4,000 an ad to gaining income at no cost to himself. Wakefield now makes substantial income on YouTube alone. So this is him. He's my first connection. He's in the US. We have never met, but he's one of my inspirations, if I would say. He has around 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. Here on LinkedIn, he has around 18,000 connections. Now he has built his profile to highlight his personal brand. Of course, he also has his business, which is led by him, because the nature of his business is such that he would be known as the expert plumber. And of course, he has his business. And would you ever talk about your plumber on LinkedIn? Look at this, how beautiful it is. So he has built this, look at his profile picture, his background photo, and all the other details. His headline, the expert plumber, tradesman built America. I'll help you build your success. He talks about blue collar, networking, entrepreneur life, and business networking. Mind you, now he has a business where he teaches others how to use social media to build others' businesses. Amazing. An ordinary plumber suddenly becoming a social media expert after using social media, LinkedIn, and then YouTube to build his personal brand. Every single video, even on YouTube, he is there. It's his face, nothing else. So what can we do? So let me take you to LinkedIn. This is my PowerPoint presentation. So let me close the PowerPoint presentation and take you to maybe another profile. I'll take you to my son's profile here, and I'll share my profile as well to understand how to optimize your profile. That's very important. This is my 14-year-old son's profile. So you need to first have a great profile picture. That's very important. So if I go here, this is my profile picture. So what kind of a picture do you have as your profile picture? This is very important. You got to be smiling, and it's ideal to have a professional attire. It's okay to wear a t-shirt, but think about your target audience. Are you looking for a job? Are you looking for a business partner? Are you looking for a investment? And your attire will speak to them. So in the case of my son, he's actually wearing a shirt only, but it's not a t-shirt, it's a shirt, and while speaking at a conference or someplace. So your profile picture can speak about you. Picture paints 1,000 words, they say. And then your background picture. Now, I know a lot of LinkedIn users keep this space, which is worth millions of rupees or dollars, because this is like, imagine, now in my case, I have 32,000 plus connections on LinkedIn, and I have an ability of showcasing something about myself to them. So if I go back to my profile, this is me speaking to a startup community in India, and they send me this picture. I was actually talking to them virtually, and you can see two screens on two sides of the hole, and everybody is looking at me. Now, when I put it here, it can communicate something. Sometimes you might even mistake, okay, maybe Amita must be presenting this physically. No, I was actually doing this virtually. But I saw somebody has posted this, and I sent that person a message. Can I take this picture to have it as my LinkedIn background photo? The person said, yeah, it's your photo, so please take it. So I took it, and then here I posted it here. So instead of me speaking, this photo is speaking. My 14-year-old son is actually running workshops to teach entrepreneurship to kids. Now, after one of the sessions, here he is with the participants. He doesn't have to come and even say anything about himself. The picture speaks. Okay, let's look at what Roger is saying. Of course, he has used a graphical post here. Make more money in the trades. Free download. And his website, www. His name.com. So you should have a proper profile picture, your background picture, because I mean, maybe you have gone to a conference, maybe you are addressing your own team, maybe you have gone to a overseas conference. I'm sure there are things that you have done which you want to communicate, which will uplift your image to the audience. And then Of course, you got to look at your headline. This is your personal brand. Like I'm sure some of you will have chartered accountant or just a finance professional, or even, entrepreneur or a director, ABC Private Limited or XYZ Private Limited. Now, that cannot help you to differentiate you from the rest of the crowd. Now, in the case of my son, who is 14 years old, is an aspiring young entrepreneur, founder of Masspreneurs Business Academy for Kids and Teens, Cinnamon Chat with Netila YouTube channel, e-commerce freshman, connecting global young entrepreneurs together. You have 220 characters here. In the case of mine, here I'm saying I have helped 40,000 professionals and business owners to grow. CXO coach, personal branding strategist, LinkedIn marketing, live streamer, sales performance evangelist, early entrepreneurship education for kids, because I advocate it. Now, the Roger says the expert plumber, that's his number one field. Tradesman built America. I'll help you build your success, because he has a business which help others to build their business using social media. Now imagine an ordinary plumber becoming a social media expert and has a service where he help other businesses. All these are opportunities that he got by way of building his personal brand. So, as a professional, uh, financial, as a financial professional, what can you say? So I was thinking about this, and then I thought, okay, let me read out. You can call yourself, if you have been turning around businesses financially, you can call yourself a turnaround strategist. You can, of course, say you are an entrepreneur, you are a chartered accountant. All that can still stay on your profile, but that's not your personal brand. If you are a chartered accountant among other thousands of chartered accountants, how are you different? That differentiation will come from your personal brand. So you got to say certain, like you are a specialist in certain area of finance. I really don't know. I don't know your profession much, but you can think about it, right? You can call yourself a profit maximizer. I was thinking about these things, a few minutes before the session started. Friendly neighborhood finance professional. Uh, even the Spider-Man decides to brand himself, friendly neighborhood finance professional. And empowering people in finance, if you are teaching finance to others. Or you can even say empowering oil industry with finance. If you have been working in the oil industry for a very long time as a finance professional, you may say empowering oil industry with finance. Nobody can stop it. So that if you are looking for a job, another job in the oil industry, because these are keywords. Someone is looking for a finance professional with oil industry background. Your headline is talking to the recruiters. You might say empowering SMEs with finance in your headline, other than rest of the things that you write, right? You can even call yourself a finance leader. So likewise, you can figure out a few other headlines. I would like to hear from you in the chat box. Can you type some innovative headlines to be used by a finance professional? Quickly, just suggestions for anybody. Doesn't have to be your own one currently. What else can you say? I gave you a few examples. Now, this is how you decide to build your, this is not something that you can do within 2 minutes. You got to think about it. You think about your future, think about your past, think about your experience. Some would want to say, no, Amit, I don't want to talk about the industry because I would like to work in any industry. Fine. Some would say, no, Amit, I like oil industry. I want to stay in oil industry. So oil industry coming into my headline would be perfect. Can you put them in the chat box quickly? You can even send it to me privately. It's okay. I'm not going to read the name, but then I can share it with the others so that it's a bit of an exercise here. Just take 2 minutes quickly. Maybe I'll give you 30 seconds to type. Let's see, at least if I get, 2, 3 answers. Yeah, better person, better society, and better country through better investing. This is brilliant, but there's a little disadvantage. It is, you only have 220 characters. So better person, better society, better country, all that is going to eat into that 220 characters. So better investing is good with another short word or two. That will help you. Otherwise, you also need to write so many other things about you. Yeah. So yes, good one. Maybe tweak it a little bit. Financial expert with a sense of humor. Yeah. In a world where the world thinks that uh, finance professionals are maybe not so human, or maybe they don't, smile, or maybe, they only know numbers. Yeah. That can be, you could even say with a sense of humor, sense of humor. Yeah, of course. Finance game changer. Exactly. But you have to live up to the promise. You are saying you are a finance game changer, and there's an interview for a senior position, and then they would want to know how you have changed the game, or how you are planning to change the game. So great, right? Okay, let's look at few others. Business finance professional in manufacturing domain. Yes, that's another one, because you want to stay in manufacturing domain, so that you are telling the world that you are in that. Why don't you search while we are here, open another tab, search your name on Google. The first search result that you get is from LinkedIn, because Google search engine trust LinkedIn more than anything else. Just search your name on Google and check what do you find on LinkedIn. I mean, as the first search results will be coming from LinkedIn, check yourself. Yeah. Experienced professional in accounting, finance, and information technology. It's a rare combination. You don't find many finance professionals with a background of IT. So if that is your case, brilliant. That will help you to outstand yourself from the rest of the crowd. And fooling the business with value in uncertainty. This is good, but value in uncertainty. It also has to showcase some of your specialty. So fooling the business, I understand, with value in uncertainty. Maybe you need to tweak it a little bit. I don't know, maybe people in finance may understand this better, right? We have another one. An expert in SAP with a manufacturing industry expert. FCO expert in SAP with a manufacturing industry. Expert with financial and budget model expert. A passionate in process automation and implementing saving initiatives to playback on salary to company. This is nice, but you need to tweak it a little bit. I'm sure this is eating into the entire 220 characters. So you will have to concise this, but it's a nice one. I can see now within 30 seconds you formulated this. Take time and build, because this is your personal brand. Yeah, empowering Sri Lankan countryside farmers to uplifting their life through fair trade. Brilliant. This is nice. So these are some of the things, and you see whether it resonates. Is this what you want to hear when you are invited to your school and the compere is going to read a brief about you? Is this what you want to hear? Next 5 years, is this what you want to be? These are some of the things that you need to ask yourself before you build your personal brand, right? I think it was a good exercise. So now let me go to the rest of the the session, because when you know how to brand yourself, how to build your personal brand, rest becomes so easy. So I'm going to take my son's LinkedIn profile here, your profile picture, your background photo, which will talk about you. Did you check your background picture now? Have you posted something that will add value to your profession, your future, your next job move? Can the audience see that you are a great person, great professional, you are doing a lot? Now this picture speaks about it, and we know the importance of the headline now. And then now the contact information. Let's connect to him and see. His mobile number is there, email address is there, his YouTube channel address is there. Now, I'm not advocating everybody to post their mobile number, but if you go to my profile, my mobile number is available, right? In certain parts of the world, if you are a lady, you better not put your uh, mobile number. Let's go and see whether we can connect with Roger. Contact info. See his websites, company website, personal website, his mobile number, his email address, his Twitter handle, everything is there. So ask yourself, have you made it easy for people to get connected to you? I have done it. That's very important, right? And then, okay, I can switch on this bell so that I will hear. Whenever Netila posts something, I'll get a notification by way of uh, clicking this bell. And then, um, see, I can see Netila has a lot of financial professionals who are our mutual connections, right? I can see Gerard here, and then, yeah, so there are other people who are connected to Netila, and Netila has 7,747 followers or connections, right? And then he also has activated the service page. If you are running a business as a financial professional, you can activate your service page and talk about what you are your service page. Now, if I go to Roger's service page, he talks about the providing services are public speaking, leadership development, executive coaching, social media marketing, team building. If you go to Amitha's one, executive coaching, leadership development, corporate training. Let's go to Nethila's one, marketing consulting, training, leadership development, business consulting, and real estate marketing. Now, you can do this even if you are working. You can still switch on your providing services and talk about the services your organization is providing. Not all organization will see this as a positive thing. Some organization would say, hey, we don't want you to, like, they may not happy about it, even though this is your personal profile. Some organization would love, because this could bring in inquiries to your organization. So check your organization policies and unwritten rules before you activate this if you are working somewhere, because some organization might see this as, okay, you are doing a personal business by providing services. So look at this. Of course, if your wife is doing gardening services, she can activate that one, saying providing services, gardening services. So you don't want to brand yourself as a gardener. So you will ask your wife, hey, look, you activate your providing services because you are providing gardening services. So everybody can do this, provided there's no conflict of interest with the place you are working. Yeah. And I know some professionals, financial professionals, they have other businesses. For an example, some supply pet food. So it has nothing to do with your financial professional, and you might you might have somewhere in your headline a pet lover. That would be the last line, maybe. You are a chartered accountant, you are a finance professional, you are a turnaround strategist, all that. And then finally, you will see you are a pet lover and you have a providing services, pet food. Your boss can't say anything because it doesn't clash with what you do as a chartered accountant. So think about it. If you have a running business or a side hustle, your LinkedIn profile could help you. And then after writing your headline, you need to go to your profile section, your about section, and you write that in length, because this is also very friendly to Google search engine. So you need to have certain keywords in your about section. Now, if you look at my headline, I have helped 40,000 professionals and business owners to grow, CXO coach, personal branding strategist. So let me take you to my about section. See more. I have one paragraph for each thing that I do. As an executive coach, what do I do? As a personal brand coach, what do I do? As a sales performance evangelist, what do I do? In training and consultancy, what do I do? What do I do in my live talk show? What do I do as someone who advocate early entrepreneurship education for kids? Now, this can help search engines to pick me, recruiters to find me. If someone is searching on Google, having a proper section like this would help you. I'm sure most of you might have few lines here because you haven't done the justice to your headline. When you fill this properly, it's easy for you to fill your about section. So let's go to other areas. Now, this is the about section of Nethila. I believe kids should be taught entrepreneurship at a young age. My vision is to bring knowledge and skill related to entrepreneurship to the younger generation. Through my startup, I help the younger generation to obtain the necessary skills to become entrepreneurs or acquire the skills to become entrepreneurial managers. Okay, let's check. We can also check Roger's profile, and check the about section. Where is Roger? Okay, this is Roger. Let's go to Roger's about section just to understand. So I'm bringing three different professionals here. I help people to get into trades, lead the trades, launch their own business, and grow via social media. Now, that is one of the services he offers. Other than that, now see, I worked in the trade, specifically plumbing, for 4 decades. I'm known as the expert plumber, and I launched, built, and sold a successful business, right? Education and professionalism were key, and it's my goal to give every person who wants to succeed access to those same tools and insights, right? I'm launching online courses in 2023 to help you get more into trades, makes more money in the trade. So he's talking about plumbing. Launch your own business and grow on social media. So he talks about, I'm an influencer, 499,000 YouTube subs. Of course, it is 534,000 today. 65 million views on YouTube, 530 TikTok followers, 10.5 million TikTok likes, 111,000 Facebook followers, 18,000 LinkedIn followers. I want you to know that if I can do it, so can you. So I have built out everything to help you. And then all his connect with Roger, all that. His experience section has been well written. And then he also has other media like photos and stuff also included uh, in the experience section. Suppose if you have been the finance director or a finance manager or the accountant of a particular organization, and if that organization achieved a milestone and there was a picture of you also, maybe lighting the oil lamp, or there was an opening ceremony and your picture is there, you can actually include them uh, in your experience section. Not only you will say that you worked in a particular company as a finance director or a finance manager, you will also add few pictures to showcase your contribution in those organizations. Now, this is Roger's uh, experiences. Let's look at Nethila's experiences. Okay, experience, founder, CEO, Masspreneurs, that's his organization. Founder, Cinnamon Chat with Nethila, that's his YouTube channel. Education, of course, we all can add education. In this case, he has added his school. He is also a volunteer. He's a brand ambassador for Child Action Lanka. So he has added that also as a volunteer in the volunteering section of the profile. Now, what are we doing? We are actually optimizing our profile. Now, let's look at skills, problem solving, and mentoring are his skills. Let's look at Roger. Education, he has licenses and certifications. If you have your licenses and certifications, please add them into license and certification section. Complete them. And then skills, construction, construction management, contractors, and there are 32 more skills that he has added. He and others have endorsed. He has added, others have endorsed those 32 skills. Of course, he has received recommendations and he also has given recommendations to others. So you need to ask for recommendations and you need to give recommendations. So if I go to my profile, my experience as the co-founder of Quantum Leap, management and marketing consultant, right? And various other 7 experiences, my education, licenses and certifications. I'm a certified coach from International Association of Coaching. My volunteering experience, of course, I have 50 skills that I have showcased here. That's the maximum LinkedIn could give you. I mean, funny enough, yesterday I had to delete one of the skills which has been endorsed by others, which I don't have. It was project management. I don't have of course I can manage projects, but then I'm not a project management professional. I had to remove that because I wanted to add facilitation as one of my skills. So since LinkedIn is only giving 50, I had to remove one and add facilitation. Of course, recommendations received, recommendations given. Some of the projects I have done, languages, and then some of the organization that I'm part of it. So those things can be added to your profile. Now we are going to talk about other things like your content strategy and your relationship building strategy to build your personal brand. I'm going to talk about it now, but up to now, do you have any questions before we move on to uh, the content strategy and relationship building strategy? You can put them, if you have questions, you can put them in the chat box, or you can uh, unmute and speak. If the organizing committee has received any questions, please throw them here about optimizing your profile. Of course, there's something called a creator mode, which you can switch on. When you switch on or when you activate creator mode, your connect button will become follow. So if you have only 1,000 connections, I don't advocate, I don't recommend you to activate creator mode, because you need more connections now before you become a follower. Now I have activated creator mode because I have anyway 32,000 connections. And when people come to my profile, they first see follow button. Of course, still they can click those 3 dots and go to connect. But people simply come and follow me. That's okay, because I have a quota of 30,000. So since I'm reaching my quota, I have anyway made my profile into follow, then connect. That you can do anytime. Okay, let me also, so if you have a question, please unmute and speak, or else I will go ahead with the rest of the things that you need to do on LinkedIn. Okay, the second question is like how do we do? Now I have built my profile. Now what do I do? Sorry. So you have to create content. For an example, let's see what kind of content I have created to showcase myself as a, or let's say in the case of Nethila, let's see what kind of content is he creating to build his personal brand as a kidpreneur. Now he is showcasing himself as a kidpreneur. That's his personal brand. I'm a kid entrepreneur. Now he shared something from Marshall Goldsmith talking about setting goals. Sharing someone's uh, post is great as long as it resonates with you, your personal brand. Then uh, one day ago, he posted something, does your child watch SpongeBob? Consider yourself lucky parent because your child is now learning important financial lessons. Here are 7 financial lessons that can be learned from watching SpongeBob. Save for a rainy day. Don't let money control your life. Be entrepreneurial. Be patient. Don't be afraid to negotiate. Beware of debt. Learning from your financial mistakes. And this is something that you should be posting. Because he's teaching finance for kids as well, he's posting something like that. He has already received 24 reactions, 2 comments. 4 people have reposted it. Happy World Intellectual Property Day. He was at Jayawardenepura University yesterday, talking to some university entrepreneurs, the students who are becoming entrepreneurs. And consistency, discipline, and habits equals growth. Happy Earth Day, right? Push yourself, nobody else is going to do it. Now he's reading Richard Branson, Like a Virgin book. I have started to read this book and I'm still not finished. Richard Branson is someone I closely follow. Now, if you, I'm sure you are reading books and then you are not talking about it to the world. If you have read a book, take a picture of it and post it on LinkedIn with what you learned from it. So he has learned 5 points by only reading first 100 pages, and he has posted it. This is his content strategy. Of course, very few personal things, like I visited Yapahua Kingdom. A photo, he did a workshop for 90 kids in Anuradhapura, a free workshop for 90 kids to build their life skills, right? Training 90 kids as a CSR project. Yeah. So these are, let's look at some of my content. Again, from National Innovation Agency. Now, there's this question, how many times should you post on LinkedIn? The answer is best is post almost every day. I know if you are a somewhat busy professional, at least 3 times a week. If you can't post at least once a week, I don't know why you are staying on this platform. So, because you have a beautiful profile, fully optimized, and you have vanished. Nobody knows. You think now, nobody is going to come to your profile every day and check. But if you post on a daily basis or frequently, you are actually meeting others. There are people who used to tell me, Amita, every day when I switch on my phone in the morning and when I go to LinkedIn, the first thing I see is your post. So I told him, look, that's because I post every day. And then that's because you are engaging with my post. Maybe you have reacted, maybe you have reshared. So LinkedIn thinks that you like this kind of content and the algorithm is showing you more content from me. And I'm encouraged to post every day because there are people who wants to see me posting on a daily basis. So that way, not only you have an optimized profile, you also build your personal brand with your content, because your content has to be, you can't just, put random stuff. You can, but then it is not going to grow your personal brand. So make sure you post relevant content, which will highlight your skills, your expertise. If you go and talk about, you know, how to look after a V8 engine, V8 petrol engine, and if you start talking about petrol engines on a daily basis, somebody is going to bring a car to your home and say, hey, guy, fix the car. I know you are an expert on petrol engines. That's how the social media would work. So post about things that you know so well. I mean, people are talking about a crisis, a financial crisis, or a recession that is coming up in 2023. You as financial professionals, how many times have you posted about how to navigate through a recession financially? How to prepare for a recession if it is true? How do you run a small business? How do you manage a P&L? How to manage your personal finances? If you haven't posted those kind of things, maybe you think that everybody knows. We don't know. Of course, I know a little bit, and I go and teach kids about personal finances. I mean, last 6 months, I would have taught about good 1,000 kids from universities and schools about managing personal finances. All free workshops. The kids don't pay anything. I sometimes work with organizations, sometimes I do it independently. So these are things that you could do to build your personal brand. And then they will know your capabilities. Wow, he's talking about personal finances. He's talking about how to run a P&L. My wife recently started a business. She started a private limited company. Now I'm teaching her some finances because she's not a finance professional. But I mean, I'm looking on internet. Okay, you started your private limited company. What to do first? Financially. Of course, we got some tax advice, but then before tax advisors, how can she, as a SME, small business owner, how can she manage finances? Do you have anything on your LinkedIn profiles which you have advised the SMEs, large corporations, 10 common mistakes that you do on your P&L? How to depreciate an asset, especially after COVID? I don't know. It's your baby. Now, these are some of the content ideas that I can give you. And then the last thing I have to tell you, this has, it's about building your uh, personal brand with others. You have to interact with others. Now, on a daily basis, I go and interact with others' posts. I comment, I reshare. Netila does it all the time. I see Roger does it all the time. He goes and engage with others' posts genuinely. So they will also come and engage, share, comment on your profile. So that naturally you will be building your audience, and then you will eventually have a fan base. They would look forward. If you don't post, they will send you a message. Hey man, is everything all right? I didn't see any content from you in the recent past. So are there any questions?
There are a couple of questions coming in.
Please.
Do I have to post content on a specific niche? What if my own interest is very wide and I do not see a specific niche for my postings?
Okay, great. If you are building a personal brand, your personal brand has to be specific. You can't be known for 15 things. Yeah, of course, once when you, like, let's say Mr. Dhammika Pereira has invested in so many businesses now. We don't bother. We don't even know. Elon Musk has invested in so many businesses. Richard Branson, yeah, but you and me are not yet there. So at this moment, decide on which domain should I build my personal brand. And then I would rather create content on that area, go some distance before moving into the other area. Otherwise, your audience will be confused, like, what is he? Who is he? Can I take my car to him, or can I take my cow to him? Can I take my child to him? What kind of an expert is he? So build your personal brand around at least one or two domains first, and then later on you can check the others. Done.
Thanks, Abhi. Do LinkedIn posts start to cannibalize each other if you post them too often? Should you let a post breathe for a little bit if it's doing well?
Yeah, generally the algorithm will start picking up. Ideally, one post a day is the maximum. I generally don't post uh, more than one post, because in the first hour, the algorithm sees whether so many people are going to come and interact. If algorithm understands, okay, a lot of people are interacting, let me show this to others, more people. So the moment you post the second one, the algorithm is now confused. Which one should I post now? So generally, my personal advice, one post a day is maximum, unless and otherwise you are Gary Vaynerchuk.
Another one is asking, I like and comment on posts often, but I rarely create posts of my own.
Yeah, but
Will that make my profile hidden?
yes, of course, because people also would like to say you comment on something, and that person who has received the comment would want to come and check your profile. Generally, if you haven't posted anything, people consider your profile as a fake profile. I mean, most of the time, if I receive a fake profile connection request, most of the time when I go and check, I find the fellow has not posted anything for forever, and then has only 3 connections, and he's sending me a connection request with a beautiful picture, and I know it's a fake profile. So definitely you have to post at least, if you can't post 4 times a month, please build your uh, by understanding your comments only, I don't think you can build your personal brand. So please start posting.
Yeah, another one is asking, can you suggest any books on personal branding?
Very few. I can't recall names. Very few books, but you will find more articles and videos on personal branding, because fundamentals will remain the same, but it's very hardly that you would go and buy a book. So rather, my recommendation is millions of articles and videos on how to, I mean, if you check, I'm sure I would have posted more articles, like maybe around 100 articles or posts and videos on personal branding.
Yeah, there's one more. How different is branding for a business from branding for a person?
Yeah, branding for a person is the easiest, because people can see a human face. Imagine you launch a new biscuit brand, nobody knows, and you don't want to show your face. You launch the biscuit brand, nobody knows. If your pockets are deep, you will spend maybe $1,000, $2,000 weekly or daily to promote that brand. But imagine if you are a small business owner and you are the creator of that biscuit, you will come in front of the audience and say, hey, this is the biscuit that I produced. It's hygiene, it's organically done. This is the process. You go and show how the biscuit is made. People will buy because they love a human face. It's so easy to build a personal brand than a business brand. If you look at, I mean, locally, if you look at Otara, if you look at Elon Musk internationally, Richard Branson, who are using their personal brands to drive their business brands. And it's a very successful and a low cost business strategy.
Any other questions? That's all coming in for now. There's one in the chat. I think it's coming for everyone.
Your profession is something, but you have different like or an idea to start a business for long term, which not relevant to your profession. So how can you use your LinkedIn profile to build your profession and business too? Yeah, first build your profession, and then at a point you will decide, okay, it's enough. Because if somebody goes through your profile, they will see your experience and your qualifications. Maybe you are an accountant, you are a finance manager, you are a director now, you are a chartered accountant, all that is visible. Now you want, I mean, there are enough and more chartered accountants who have built their businesses. And now you are a business owner. So that business owner will highlight his business now, not his profession. There are engineers who has first become engineers and later they have become business owners. When they become business owners, nobody can take away of you being an engineer. That's anyway given. And if somebody goes to your profile section, they will see he's an engineer. But if you still want to say, you will say uh, an engineer became a food producer or something like that on your profile. So everybody will say he's that engineer who became a manufacturer. If you still want to, associate your profession with your business. I hope I answered you. So actually, it's time to take action. You can listen to this and say, go motivated. Wow, it was great. We learned a lot, and go back, go home, and your profile will stay as it is. Now, I mean, I'll just give you an example. Only few people have their profile pictures in this Zoom call, Zoom webinar. You will see me next day. You will come and say good morning to you. But some of you, I don't think I meet you and I will recognize you. That's an opportunity to build your personal brand. Wherever possible, take your picture with you.
Any other questions from the participants? Looks like that's it for now.
Yeah.
Give it a couple of minutes and see. Maybe a
Yeah,
minute.
sure.
Hmm.
So why LinkedIn is a good place as a profession? Once when you benchmark your profile and your work on LinkedIn, you take the same professionalism into Facebook. Now I manage Nethila's Facebook page. What do? Whatever he posts, I go and post it on his Facebook. It's so easy because on Facebook and on LinkedIn, on both places, Nethila and me both are maintaining same professionalism. It's a call that you take. You might decide, no, I want to have fun on Facebook and I want to be very serious on LinkedIn. That's up to you. But then I wouldn't do that because you need to promote yourself, build your brand. Once when you build a personal brand, people will come and talk to you. Hey, can we partner for a business? Can you come for lecturing? Can you come and speak? Why did you invite me? Just think about it. I'm sure there are so many others, but then you decided to invite me. Why me? Because I have built my brand around it. And if you ask me whether I earn a lot on personal branding, no. This is my Trojan horse. I talk about personal branding just like Roger talks about, he started talking about plumbing. And now he has moved into different businesses. Now, I know so many of you from Canada to all the other places because of my personal branding speech. But then next day, I want to do some business in Canada and I can reach any of you and say, hey, remember we met at this webinar? And you will say, yeah, Amita, we remember you. I'm looking for this help. Can you help me? I'm sure you are more than happy to help me because I'm a known person.